It's WB Trading Cards here, and today we are back with the third competitive episode of my Euro 2016 preview championship played out with Adrenalyn XL trading cards, of course in the Road to Euro 2016 collection. Now this is the fourth episode in total, but the third competitive one, and today we're going to be playing out all of the games in Group C, which is a very strong group overall, with France, Germany and Croatia, who could be dark horses in this competition. They're very strong on paper. We then also have Slovakia in this group, who will probably end up as the whipping boys. And then we've got the 36 deck of cards, which will give each player their boost and basically add the element of randomness to the matches. And so yeah, let's get straight into the first game, which is France versus Germany. You'd think probably the biggest game in this group, but actually Croatia are stronger than world champions Germany on paper, which is pretty weird, but that's just how it goes. And starting off with the first battle, we do have Karim Benzema 87 rated versus Neuer 89 rated, and we will just shuffle up the deck of cards before we get into it. So Benzema, of course, he will get his boost, and he does get it from Dragovic, 7+0. Dragovic's attacking stat linking up to Benzema's attacking stat. 7+0 does take Benzema up to 94. And then we do have Neuer, who gets a boost of 11 from Bonucci, 8+3 there, adding to Neuer's original defence of 89, means that he does get taken up to 100 and score 1 goal for the Germans after winning this duel by 6. Of course, if you win it by more than 7, then you do get 2 goals, but he goes into the more than 0 category and gets 1 goal for Germany. We then do have the second duel of the game, and this is between two controllers, as always. We do have a very strong Paul Pogba in 88, and then a very weak Andre Schürrle in 79. He is their best controller, apart from Müller, who goes into the best attacking bracket. But Pogba does get his boost of 13, probably unbeatable, from John O'Shea, and that does take him up to 101. And then we do have Andre Schürrle boost, which is of 10. That does take him up to 89. So 101 to 89 is 12. And of course you need to get more than 15 to get a hat-trick. Pogba does get more than 7 though, and so he does get 2 goals for France to make it 2-1. As we do move on to the final battle, and this one will come down all the way down to the boost. It is 86 rated Lloris versus 86 rated Müller. Lloris does get a mega boost of 16. I think the biggest boost that you can get, unless you get an 89 rated, but 16 added to his original stat of 86 does take him up to 102. And then we do have another 16 boost from Claudio Marchisio, 7+9 added to Müller's 86, does also take him up to 102, which means no goals are scored in the final duel, and the match does end 2-1 to France. As we now do move into the second game of the episode, the second game of Group C, and this is between Croatia and Slovakia. Now, Croatia do have Mario Mandzukic kicking it off. They do have, and he's actually their weakest player. So yeah, they've got an incredibly strong team. He's 85 rated, facing up against 85 rated Skirtle, so it will all come down to the boosts. And Mario Mandzukic's boost does come from Fuchs, and that is a boost of 7+2, which is 9, and takes him up to 94. It doesn't really matter what it takes him up to. We also have a boost of 9 though for Skirtle, and so that does also take him up to 94, meaning going into the second duel it is 0-0. And yeah, now we get on to Croatia's real asset, and he's going to be facing up against Hamšík. It is Modric, 90 rated versus 82 rated Hamšík, and Modric does get an insane boost considering he's already 95 rated of 15. That does take him up to a whopping 95, making it mathematically impossible for Hamšík to beat him. Hamšík, though, does manage to also get a boost of 15, and that does take him up to 97. And so that does mean Modric beats him by 8 and gets above 7, just above 7, and does win this duel and score 2 goals for Croatia. And then we do have the final duel. It is Korluka versus Nemec. Korluka is getting boosted on his defense stat of 86. He's getting boosted by teammate Ivan Rakitic, who will give him a boost of 7 plus 5, 12, and that does take him up to 98. We then do have a boost of 16, 7 plus 9 for Nemec, added to his 79. That does take him up to 95, which means Korluka, with his 98 playing Nemec's final 95, does get the final goal in the game and give a final score of 3-0 to Croatia. So now we do have our third game of the group. This time it is between Slovakia and France. Slovakia have just come out of a 3-0 loss, and France have come out of a win, so they will definitely be looking to take home the 3 points coming out of this game and put themselves in a commanding position in the group table. We do have Nemec versus Lloris kicking off the game. Nemec does have 79 on his attacking stat, facing up against Lloris's 86. Nemec does get a boost of 7 plus 8, so 15, which does take him up to 94. And then we do have a boost of 14, which does take Lloris up to 100. So 100 to 94 is 6. Lloris gets 1 goal for the French to make it 1-0 after the first duel. We now have the midfield battle, and this is between Hamšík and Pogba. So we do have Hamšík's boost coming from Danny, and it is of 12, 7 plus 5. And then we do have a boost of 14 for Pogba, and so the 12 added to Hamšík takes him up to 94, but the 14 added to Pogba does take him up to 102, and that does mean that Pogba does get 2 goals for France to make it 3-0. We now have the final duel, and this is between Slovakia's defender Martin Škrtel and Karim Benzema, France's attacker. Škrtel does get a boost of 7 plus 2, so 9, which does take him up to 94. And then we do have a boost of 14, which does take Benzema up to 101, but 101 to 94 is 7, and you have to get more than 7 for the 2 goals, so Benzema does just score 1 and leaves 4-0 as the final score. Our next game is going to be a very interesting one. On paper, Croatia are actually better than Germany in this collection. Obviously not in real life, but in this collection they are on paper better, so Germany will need luck to be able to win this game, which is pretty insane given they won the World Cup last year, and that was probably factored in to the ratings for this collection. But yeah, clearly Panini didn't really see it that way. Müller versus Korluka is the first battle, 86 to 86. It all comes down to the boost. Müller gets his boost from foreign of 6 plus 5, so 11, and that does take him up to 97. But of course it doesn't really matter what it takes him up to because it's all down to the boost. So a boost of 11 for Müller does face off a boost of 10 from Diego Costa. So Müller wins this duel by 1 and puts Germany 1-0 up after the first duel. As we now do move on to the midfield battle, and this is between 79 rated André Schürrle, obviously a bit of a weak point in Germany's side, and he's facing up against 90 rated Luka Modric. So André Schürrle does get his boost from Nemec, and he gets a boost of 13, which does take him up to 92. And then we do have Modric's boost, which is 14, and that does take him up to 104, and he scores 2 goals for the Croatians to make it 2-1 going into the final duel. And this is between 89 rated Manuel Neuer and 85 rated Mario Mandzukic. And so Manuel Neuer does get his boost from Bursa, and that is a boost of 7, which does take him up to 96. But then we do have a boost of 10 from Toni Kroos, which does take Mario Mandzukic up to 95. Neuer wins this one by 1 and gives a final score of 2-2. And Germany, they wouldn't usually be happy with that score, but in this they should be, as they are, as I already said, worse on paper. So 2-2 is the final score in the fourth game of Group C. So this final game is going to be between Croatia and France. Both of these will be looking for the group title. At the moment, France stand on 6 points and Croatia stand on 4. But if Croatia do manage to win this game, they will go above France and will probably top the group. So we do have Corluka starting, and he does get a boost from Payet, of course, of France, giving a boost to the opposition of 8, and that's a pretty terrible boost actually, and does only take Corluka up to 94. We then do have a boost of 11, 7 plus 4 for Benzema, and that does take him up to 98. So he wins the duel by 4 and gets 1 goal for the French. As we do now move into the midfield battle, and this one is incredible in terms of quality. We do have 90 rated Luka Modric versus 88 rated Paul Pogba. And so Modric does get the first boost. He gets a boost of 9 from the Norway keeper, and that does take him up to 99. And then we do have a boost of 11 for Pogba. That comes from Vertonghen, 7 plus 4. That takes him up to 99 as well, and it is a deadlock in the midfield battle with no goals scored. So going into the final duel, it is 1-0 to the French. We do now have 85 rated Mario Mandzukic versus 86 rated the French keeper Hugo Lloris. The 85 of Mario Mandzukic is going to get boosted by 9, 7 plus 2 from Phil Jagielka. That does take him up to 94. And then we do have a boost called Luka this time, giving a boost to Lloris. And he does have 14 on his stat, 8 plus 6. And that does take Lloris up to 100, and that does mean that Lloris wins this duel and gives France a final 2-0 win. So that does complete France's 100% win record in Group C, and that does put them top of the group. As you can see, the current table on your screen right now, we've got France at the top with 9 points. Of course, they played all 3 of their games. Then we've got Croatia on 4 points. They've also played all 3. And Germany are only on 1 point right now, although Croatia are ahead on goal difference. So if Germany want to beat Croatia in the group and come seconds, then they will have to get quite a convincing goal difference. Of course, though, in this, we do have the rule that the best 4 third place finishes do also go through to the knockout stages, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if Germany did not manage to finish above Croatia here. Slovakia are pretty much already out of it, and yeah, they'd have to have a miracle to manage to not only beat Germany, but to also be able to not go out of the competition at the end of the group stage. Anyway, here is the game, the final game of Group C. It is Germany versus Slovakia. Germany start with Manuel Neuer, 89 rated, facing up against 79 rated Nemec. And Neuer does get a 11 bonus from Zengin, which does put him on 100. And then we do also have a 11 bonus for Nemec, which puts him up to 90. So that does mean that in the first duel, Neuer wins it by 10. And we do have 2-0 to Germany as the score after the first duel. Going into the midfield battle now, we do have 79 rated Schürrle versus 82 rated Hamšík. Schürrle gets a 9 boost from Janko, 7 plus 2, and that does take him up to 88. And then we do have a 7 bonus for Hamšík, which does take him up to 89, and that does mean he gets 1 goal back for Slovakia. And I think that is actually Slovakia's first goal of the European competition, and it could be their only goal unless Skrtel can beat Thomas Müller here. Müller does get a boost of 8 plus 2, so 10 from Mitroglou. That does take him up to 96. And then we do have another boost of 10 from Ignacevic for Skrtel. Boost cancel out, so 86 to 85 means Müller wins this final duel to make the final score 3-1 to the Germans. So now on your screen right now, you can see the final table. And so at the top of the group, we've got France with 9 points. And then at the bottom of the group, we do have Slovakia with 0 points. And now it gets on to the interesting bit, second and third. So France are going through, Slovakia are going out. But we do now have Germany and Croatia. And so first, we do have the points. Germany and Croatia are level on points, both with 4, both with 1 win and 1 draw and 1 loss. We then do have their goal difference. Germany got a goal difference of +1, and Croatia also got a goal difference of +1. So then the final decider is goals scored. So Croatia did manage to score 5 goals in their 3 games. That was 3 against Slovakia and 2 against Germany. Then Germany did manage to score 1 against France, and then 2 against Croatia. So that is 3. And then in their final game against Slovakia, they scored another 3. So they scored 6 goals in the competition, which means they do get the guaranteed knockout stage position, second place. And Croatia, just behind them in third, will probably make it through anyway, because the 4 best third place finishers do also go through. But yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please do smash that thumbs up button. There's been a lot of you guys telling me you're enjoying this, so if you are enjoying this, please do tell me in the comments, and I'll see you next time.